Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I do like video games, and in today's video we're talking about Xbox. A nice short sweet video about Xbox's newest announcement, their partnership with AMD. Let's go ahead and get into it. If you saw over on socials earlier today, social media, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Xbox posted a quick little video featuring Sarabon talking about their new multi-year agreement with AMD to bring AMD to the next generation of Xbox. Obviously, talking about next generation hardware for like the next gen console. She also mentioned Windows. She mentioned the ROG Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X, and just this general partnership with AMD to make these things the best that they can possibly be. And it really is a short video. It's like a minute 30 seconds. In fact, I think it might be actually less than that, like a minute 20 seconds or something like that. Hammers home the idea that the rumors that we've been hearing about this next gen Xbox might be true. More of a Windows based device. Obviously, Xbox is already kind of based on Windows, a really Frankenstein version of Windows to just be an Xbox, but more Windows than it has ever been for next generation is what it seems like we're headed towards. And I'm not particularly mad about that. In fact, I'm actually pretty excited about that. And there's two key points that she mentions here in this video that I want to talk about. First of all, she talks about being able to play all of your currently owned games on this hardware. All of them. So even though this might be more of a Windows-based machine, it sounds like it might be. It certainly is headed that direction with everything they're saying. This will be able to play every game that you currently own on your Series X and every game that you will buy for the remainder of your time with the Series X or your Series S or whatever the hell you got. You will be able to play all of those games on this hardware. That is a big deal. That's something that I think people on Xbox more than any other platform care a lot about. I know for me personally, I care a lot about that kind of stuff. Backwards compatibility is a really big selling point for Xbox. Being able to play, obviously the Series X, obviously the Xbox One, but the 360 and the original Xbox games as well is a very big selling point for a lot of people, myself included. And I know that with the rumors going around about this being a more Windows-based machine, a lot of people were kind of wondering, okay, well, if that's going to be the case, are we actually going to be able to retain the game library that we have currently, or are we going to be losing games? She says it in the video, all the games that you have will be playable on this next generation of hardware. And before we get into the second point, I'm just speculating here. I'm wondering if perhaps maybe this could be good news for Windows in general. I know one of the big things at the Xbox showcase this year was there was a very big emphasis on Xbox Play Anywhere. Every game we saw at the showcase was part of Xbox Play Anywhere, meaning you could buy it on console, you could play it on your PC. You could buy it on your PC, you could play it on console. That's one of the really cool things about Xbox's ecosystem. Now, the question is, with Windows being the focus, and she even says as much in the videos, that their focus is to make Windows the best platform to play your games. And obviously, Xbox is going to be a big part of that, or at least it sounds like it's going to be a big part of that. And if that's the case, maybe we can get a thing going where, there's some sort of emulation running on Windows sometime soon, maybe in the next couple years, where all my games that I bought on Xbox are playable on Windows. That would be very cool to see. Obviously, I'm sure there's licensing issues you gotta sort out with developers and publishers about all that, but that's not my problem. That's Xbox's problem to figure all that stuff out. Dude, if they can figure out how to get my license for, I don't know, pick a game, Max Payne 2 on the original Xbox to transfer to my PC so I can just play Max Payne 2, whether it's via emulation or via the Xbox store itself, whatever the case may be, that's going to be a very, very huge deal for a lot of people. I know for myself included. And that's the biggest problem I've seen people have with this newly announced ROG Xbox Ally, is the fact that, yeah, it's cool that Xbox Play Anywhere exists. It's cool that I can buy any one of those games at that showcase and play it on the ROG Ally or my Xbox. That's fantastic. But what happens to the games that I bought before? What about the Series X and S games that aren't Play Anywhere? What about the Xbox One games that aren't Play Anywhere? Obviously, 360 games aren't Play Anywhere. What about the original Xbox games? That's the thing that they really need to focus on. And if they can nail that down, like if they can nail that on this new console that is more Windows based than ever before, then I would hope that they can also add some sort of emulation layer to Windows itself to make that a thing. So, hey, maybe you don't want to get the next Xbox. Maybe you just want to switch to PC. Maybe that is something they can do to make that switch a lot more easier and a lot more comfortable, quite frankly, and a lot less costly, so you don't have to buy all those games over and over again on your PC. That's something I'm hoping that we see. I mean, if they're doing it on the console, I got my fingers crossed they can do it on PC as well, but only time will tell when it comes to that sort of thing. And then finally, Sarabon mentions that the device won't be locked to a single store, which I guess could mean anything, but it does seem to line up with the rumors and speculation of having PC stores like Steam, Epic, GOG, etc. on the next Xbox. And this is a very big deal. And I saw a comment down below the video, and I'll have to find it and take a screenshot of it. Hopefully I can find it. But there's a comment from somebody saying that they're a PC gamer, and this finally gives them a reason to be excited for Xbox. And I think that's a really important thing to note, is the fact that Xbox and PC have been so closely integrated ever since last generation when they started bringing their games day one to PC. And then eventually, obviously, PC Game Pass, you have games day one in there as well. Once that happened, those two became very integrated to the point where if you're a PC gamer for the last, 8 years, you're like, why do I need an Xbox? There's no reason for me to have an Xbox because everything Xbox does, I can just get on my PC. Well, now, if the next Xbox is more of an open platform, having stores like Steam, Epic, GOG, or whatever the case may be, on the console itself, well, then you can go, well, I got my PC in my office, but what about my living room? What about my bedroom? I can buy an Xbox for one of those rooms, and I can play my PC games as well as my Xbox games on a console-like experience away from my PC. And that, I think, is a really big... I know for me, that's a huge selling point. That would be a massive selling point for me on the next Xbox. But I know for a lot of gamers, specifically PC gamers, they're looking at this like, okay, now I might actually have a reason to get an Xbox. And that is a good thing for Microsoft. That is something that I feel like they've kind of struggled with ever since they started bringing their games to PC, was how can we entice all these people who probably would just rather play a PC. How can we make them think about our console? How can we make them, consider picking up an Xbox? I think this is definitely a way to do it. Now, obviously, we've got to see what this next-gen Xbox looks like. And we've got to see what the future of Windows looks like. But if what the rumors and speculation is for this next-gen Xbox and what Sarabon seems to be saying in this video comes true, well, then I'm really loving the future for Xbox. I've always been an Xbox fan, and for a while there, I know a lot of people were getting kind of down on Xbox, but I've seen the general sentiment in this comment section under this video and the general sentiment online after hearing Sarabon talk about all this seems to be fairly positive. Not just fairly positive, but very positive, quite frankly. And that's a good thing to see for Xbox. As an Xbox fan, is, just some good positivity surrounding the brand at the moment. I mean, Xbox has had a really killer year this year. They sound like they're going to have an even better year next year. And, who knows what comes after that. But all in all, I've been having a great time on Xbox. Tons of games to play. Tons more games coming. And it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. And I'm super stoked that we're getting, confirmation. It's locked in now. The next gen console is happening. I know the handheld kind of had its issues. It's been put on pause apparently. So that sucks. But the next gen console is locked in. And it does seem like they're focused entirely on making that the best that it can possibly be, as well as making Windows, quote, the best platform for gaming. So I'm looking forward to what the future is. But leave it in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts on all this stuff is. Leave a like if you like the video. And if you're enjoying this kind of content and you want to stay up to date with it going forward over here on the channel, the best way to do that is consider subscribing. Consider ringing that notification bell, because it helps you stay up to date with everything that happens over here on the channel. And it helps promote me, and the algorithm helps push the videos out to way more people. And I always, always, always appreciate that. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.